Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're cutting through the noise to break down exactly what it takes to achieve true financial freedom in Singapore. And look, we're completely ignoring the get-rich-quick traps, the crypto meme coins, and that exhausting, endless hustle culture. Instead, we're going to map out a realistic, actionable blueprint designed specifically for Singaporeans who want real control over their financial future. We'll be diving into the hard data, expert insights, and the unique systemic tools available right here in the Lion City, building a roadmap that anyone can follow. Okay, let's dive right into this. If you ask 10 people what financial freedom looks like, I guarantee 9 of them will describe this massive multi-million-dollar pile of money sitting in a bank account. But here's the reality check. Think about a retiree with $2 million sitting in a standard savings account earning a typical base rate of, say, 0.05%. They're collecting roughly $1,000 a year. Now, compare that to someone with $800,000 deployed at a 4% return. They are earning $32,000 a year. The big myth here is that financial freedom is about the size of the pile, but the reality, it's all about the income that pile actually produces. And this brilliantly illustrates why a high salary alone absolutely does not equal wealth. We see this all the time here in Singapore. Someone pulling in $10,000 a month can actually feel way more trapped than someone earning $6,000. Why is that? Well, because the person earning $6,000 has built the discipline to keep a meaningful chunk of every dollar and actually put it to work. Meanwhile, the higher earner is often stuck in a cycle where every single pay rise just vanishes into a flashier lifestyle. Ultimately, your salary is just a number. What you keep is what really matters. Section 1. Redefining Financial Freedom. Discovering the Crossover Point. To get there, we really need to change how we measure success and stop chasing this arbitrary, magical retirement number. So the crucial point is hitting what we call the crossover point. This is the exact moment your passive income equals or exceeds your monthly living expenses. Think about it. If your household spends $3,000 a month, you need $36,000 a year in passive income. Boom. This makes the target so concrete. It's no longer this vague dream of becoming a multimillionaire. It's a specific, calculable amount of passive income that matches how you actually live. And once you find your number, every financial decision you make becomes infinitely clear. Section 2. The Silent Wealth Killers. Beware of the traps eroding your wealth. Now, before we start playing offense and building wealth, we absolutely have to confront the silent assassins destroying it, starting with inflation. What's really interesting here is how perfectly this chicken rice analogy localizes the danger. Just a decade ago, a plate of chicken rice cost roughly $2.50. Today, that exact same plate will easily run you $5. That's a 100% increase. If you just parked your money in a basic bank account over that exact same decade, your savings absolutely did not grow fast enough to keep up. Leaving all your cash in a so-called safe bank account mathematically guarantees your purchasing power gets eaten alive over time. But inflation isn't the only killer out there. We also sabotage ourselves through lifestyle creep. And the signs are super subtle at first. You get a promotion, and suddenly that HDB upgrade looks pretty appealing. You get a bonus, and you start eyeing a newer car or expensive private tuition for the kids. The danger is that every pay rise silently acts as a permission slip to spend more. When your spending just constantly rises to match your income, the gap between earning and keeping never widens. You're literally moving the financial finish line further away while you're trying to sprint toward it. Section 3. Mastering the Wealth Equation. Balancing the two sides of your financial life. To effectively combat these silent killers, experts suggest we view wealth building as a strict two-sided equation. Let's break this down. On the left side, you've got your financial foundation. Income minus expenses equals your surplus. Then on the right side, you have your growth engine. Investments plus compounding equals wealth. Now, most people fix it entirely on the right side. They want the sexy stock picks, the hot crypto trends, and the massive returns. But here is the harsh truth. Without a surplus generated from the left side, you have literally zero capital to fuel the right side. To put it bluntly, the left side is actually what makes you rich. By sticking to a budget, living below your means, and building up a solid 3 to 6 month emergency fund, you secure the surplus that acts as your wealth-building ammunition. The right side, the investing side, is really just what helps you stay rich by letting that surplus outpace inflation. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, your biggest return isn't going to come from some magical ETF. It's going to come from fixing your left side first and securing that surplus. Let's move to Section 4 and see how this builds into our offensive strategy. Singapore's unfair advantages, the unique perks of wealth building in the Lion City. Honestly, if you're building wealth here, you're kind of playing the game on easy mode compared to much of the world. Let's look at the built-in systemic perks Singapore offers. First off, as a global tech and finance hub, everyday Singaporeans have access to some of the highest salaries globally. And when you combine that with an incredibly low maximum income tax bracket of just 24%, compare that to 37% in the US or over 50% in Japan, you actually get to keep what you earn. Plus, even in a worst-case scenario like retrenchment, severance packages here are usually completely tax-free. But check out this massive zero, because this is the absolute superpower of the Singaporean system: 0% capital gains tax. When your stocks, your ETFs, or your real estate investments grow, the government doesn't take a cut of your profits. In places like the US, capital gains taxes can wipe out nearly 40% of your hard-earned investment growth. Here, you keep the whole shebang. That is just a massive accelerant for compounding your wealth. And then, of course, there is the CPF. Now, I know many Singaporeans treat their CPF like a tax, just money locked away in a box that they'll never see. But leading financial experts fiercely advise against this mindset, noting that it's a sin to invest from your special account. Why? Because it is literally one of the most powerful wealth-building instruments available anywhere in the developed world. Just look at this comparison for a second. Your standard bank base rate is hovering somewhere around 0.05%. Your CPF ordinary account guarantees you 2.5%. But your special account? That acts as an exclusive, risk-free VIP wealth-building tool that guarantees a massive 4 to 5% return, and it's completely immune to market crashes. Leaving your special account alone to compound or actively topping it up instead of chasing risky market returns is an absolute no-brainer for building your financial foundation. Section 5. The Ultimate Investment Playbook. Your realistic blueprint to reach the crossover point. So we've defined the goal, we've identified the traps, and we've highlighted our unfair advantages. Now let's tie all these concepts together into a clear, pragmatic playbook for the everyday Singaporean wanting to take action today. Step 1. Calculate your crossover point based on your current real-world expenses. Step 2. Automate your left-side savings. The second your salary hits your account, automatically route your surplus into an emergency fund before your brain even has a chance to spend it. Step 3. Maximize your CPF special account for risk-free, guaranteed growth. And finally, Step 4. Responsibly invest whatever surplus is left over. Let's zoom in on Step 3 for a second. Experts highly encourage aggressively topping up your special account early in your career until you hit the full retirement sum, which is set at $220,400 in 2026. If you can max this out early, you unlock this incredible compounding momentum, which is the core of the famous 1M65 strategy, aiming for $1 million by age 65 as a couple, using purely guaranteed risk-free government returns. It just gives you incredible peace of mind. And what about Step 4? Investing that cash surplus. Well, the advice from seasoned portfolio managers who handle over $1 billion is refreshingly simple. Just buy one ETF that tracks the entire global stock market. That's it. Ignore the stress of stock picking. Ignore the wild hype around volatile meme coins. Ignore leveraging yourself to the brink on multiple properties. Instead, just confidently and consistently deploy your surplus into globally diversified exchange-traded funds. I know it sounds boring, but when it comes to long-term wealth, boring is a superpower. So, as you'll see, the core takeaways from our sources today are pretty empowering. Financial freedom is absolutely not just reserved for the ultra-wealthy. It is a highly reachable crossover point for ordinary Singaporeans. If you are intentional about resisting lifestyle creep, if you stay disciplined and secure your left-side surplus, and if you fully optimize the incredible tax and CPF tools Singapore provides, the system is genuinely designed to help you achieve your goals. Which leaves us with one final, provocative question for you to think about today. Take a really hard look at your current habits, your bank accounts, and your career goals, and ask yourself, are you just blindly building a pile of money to look rich, or are you actually designing a system that builds your freedom? The choice is entirely in your hands. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I highly encourage you to go calculate your crossover point right now.